This is the fourth video in a series, Men Fall in Love and Women Make Plans. And the aim is to introduce you, aim of the video is to introduce you to a book by the same name, which is on sale on Amazon, written by me, Anthony Mersey. That's a pen name, by the way. Who should watch this video? You should. If you're a young single man in a Western culture, contemplating marriage to a female in that culture at some stage, then you should watch this video. Now, this particular video is about how well you understand women. Yes, that's it. Contrary to popular belief, you do understand women. How did the idea get started that men do not understand women? You hear that said all the time, don't you? I don't know how it got started. Do you know? Is there any real evidence for this? Please let me know in the comments below if you think there is some evidence. Now, I've heard it said, men do not understand women. I've heard it said by women, of course, but men also say this. And maybe this is a bit of women's talk which men have picked up. Maybe some men thought they'd be liked by women if they went along with this sort of men don't understand women chatter. For example, John Gray, author of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, well-known book on relationships, big seller, written some time ago now, 1992, but he may have done updates since then, I don't know. But if you look at a video, which I've left for you in the link below, there's a video of somebody interviewing John Gray. It's quite a long video, an hour and a half or thereabouts, but you don't have to look at all of it. Just look up to the 38-second point. One of the first things Gray says in this video is that men do not understand women. And this is not an old idea of his that he might have dropped by now. The video is quite recent, October 2021. So then watch the reaction of the female viewer to that comment. She smiles slightly, her eyes seem to light up, and she nods approvingly. She obviously enjoyed hearing that. Why would she look pleased when she's told that half the world's population does not understand something? John Gray is possibly worth listening to, all the books and videos he's made. But there he is, a big name in relationships, saying men do not understand women. Is this helpful? When John Gray and maybe many of the women you meet tell you you do not understand women, is that helpful? Some people might say that's a good place to start learning. Start with a clean sheet and all that. You know nothing. Let's try and clear the decks of all misunderstandings and build up from here. Maybe that is a good place to start in some people's minds. But remember, you've quite likely sustained a relationship with your girlfriend for, say, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, so on. You must have understood something about her to keep the relationship going all that time. So John Gray may be mistaken when he says men do not understand women. And I take the view that he is mistaken. Now, what have I got to say in place of the John Gray angle? Well, one thing that occurs to me is that men and women are not from different planets. It's not men are from Mars and women are from Venus. That's not it. We're from the same country and just a few hours apart. For example, men are from Birkenhead and women are from Maidenhead. Men are from Wolverhampton, women are from Littlehampton. Men are from Virginia Water, women are from Lower Slaughter in Gloucestershire in England, by the way. Men are from Liverpool, women are from Hartlepool. Is that a better place to start? Women and men are really quite a short distance apart and very much on the same planet. And it seems to me from the reaction of John Gray's female interviewer in the video I mentioned that women enjoy the idea that men do not understand women. And Gray's picked up that notion and run with it. He talks like a mangina. I wish I'd invented that term. I wish I'd invented that term. Mangina, a complacent man who thinks that women will like him if he talks like a feminist. Men do understand women, and this video will explain how I arrived at that conclusion. Of course, you can improve your understanding, and I've got more on that in future videos. Anyway, the message to get is do not say that you do not understand women, because it only weakens you to say that. For example, if you say to your girlfriend, you do not understand women, then she drops in the role of explaining herself, explaining her feelings, and so on. And that puts her in control of you. She's the teacher and you're the pupil. She knows, you do not know. She's the powerful one with the knowledge, you are the weak one with the ignorance. And she loves that, of course. Just remember the reaction of Gray's female interviewer. You could carry out a little experiment of your own. Just drop into a future conversation with a female acquaintance that you do not understand women and watch how she reacts. Does she look like she enjoys hearing that? Possibly. Does she tell you you're mistaken? Possibly not. Another red flag when saying you do not understand women is that you're colluding with feminist propaganda about women. They have been misunderstood and undervalued for generations. You've heard all that propaganda, all that dogma thousands of times. Too much I don't understand women sort of talk can lead you into a state of mind called learned helplessness. Learned helplessness. Where did I get that idea from? I got it from an evidence base. There is psychology literature on this topic, and the author is Martin Seligman, and the reference is in my book, Men Fall in Love and Women Make Plans. And it's important for your own sense of well-being to avoid slipping into a state of learned helplessness. And by the way, I'm trying to stay as close as possible to an evidence base. So when I pass on to you what I think is helpful, learned helplessness is a helpful concept. I go to an evidence base, for example, the psychology literature, to find that idea. I'm not making this up. I'm giving you robust and authentic ideas from established writers in psychology and other data of that type. Your life is too important for you to be listening to stuff that's in my head. We need to do better than that. So given women do make plans for you and your money, and the evidence for that is in video 3, we may reasonably conclude that women do not want men to see their plans. Women do not want men to understand them. That might be a reasonable conclusion. They might make every effort to prevent your understanding them, including getting you to say you do not understand women and driving you into a state of learned helplessness. Now, you probably decided a long time ago that you wanted to affectionately increase your understanding of your partner and build that up over a period of time. You like her a lot, you believe she's valuable, and you've told her so. You value her and you want to strengthen the relationship between you. You know that one way to develop your relationship with her is to start with simple basics, such as familiarizing yourself with her likes and dislikes, tangible things such as food and drink, for example. That's fairly easy. This type of information is presented to you repeatedly as time goes by. And after she's stated her preference a couple of times in the first week of knowing her, it's easy to remember that still water is her choice, not sparkling. Her liking for chocolate and flowers goes without saying. You can remember whether she is a vegetarian, whether she avoids white bread, prefers the sweeter, less spicy food at the Indian restaurant, and so on. There are countless details of everyday life to remember. We all have that, including birthdays and other special days, which she has in her head, and in balance, you remember most of them. You understand her at this practical level, though she might not admit that to her girlfriends. More on that in the book. Then there are countless intangibles such as reading her mood, knowing how to respond. You do understand her on some or all of the following. When she's willing to hear about your frustrations in a traffic jam and when she's not. When she just wants you to agree with her and when she is prepared for you to be her critical friend. When she wants a hug and when she prefers to phone another female. When she's got something big on her mind to talk about, such as wanting to give up work, although your salary alone cannot pay the household budget. You're kind and magnanimous when she cannot go with you to hear that band you managed to get tickets for because she has to see Melissa before she goes away on holiday. You are patient when she gets worked up about details which do not matter, such as whether her bum looks big in this, what celebrity gossip says about going vegan, the chatter of alleged body shamers, and so on. You understand her on these things because you sense them. You can read her mood and how to respond because you have the intuition to do so. Stop saying that women have intuition and men do not. Stop saying that. You're aware there are topics which she probably should be talking to you about, but does not, such as her need to be in control of everything, her need to get feedback about how effectively she's doing her job without anyone telling her that she's less than perfect. You are aware of and understand some or all of these things. You're probably wise not to bring them up in conversation. As a female, she imagines she's all sweetness and light. She prefers to hide these negative aspects of her personality from the world. If you indicate, however carefully, that she's a bit of a control freak, she may hit the roof and think less of you for saying so. And you know that. You're also probably quite good at being ready with a list of her good points and know which ones to drop into the conversation and at what stage. For example, leaving it for a few minutes until she's let off steam about whatever's bothering her. You know to pay her a wide range of compliments, such as she is caring, considerate, loves children, forms good relationships, and so on. Then balancing that with how assertive she is, and an independent woman and a good communicator, but vulnerable and often a victim. You top it off with your understanding that she looks confident, but you know she's not really. And for a quiet life, you allow her to hang on to the idea that she has low self-esteem. She has achieved things which she thought she could never achieve. She's keen on gender equality in the workplace, and so are you. All of this is straightforward, familiar stuff. You're probably up to speed with all the above. She can be high maintenance, your concentration can lapse, you do not get it right every time, but you probably have a good enough understanding of how to handle your day-to-day interactions with her. You understand her. However, your understanding can hit the wall. If she wants you to go with her to visit her mother next weekend, well, next weekend the schedule was for you to put up a shelf, wash the car, sort out her laptop problems, do the weeding, take an old TV set for recycling, all of which she has been banging on about for a while. When your understanding hits the wall, you need to deepen your understanding, so try this as a deepener. When she says that she wants to visit her mother, she's talking as a child, wanting to go back to her mother for comfort over something. She wants to have contact with a nurturing parent. When she tells you she wants to visit her mother, she wants the same nurturing parent reaction from you. Yes, it would be really nice for you to spend some time with your mother, is what she wants to hear. There's no point in reminding her this is an awkward change of priorities away from all the jobs you were expected to do that weekend and then telling her you do not understand women. Do not say that. You do understand her, but you can deepen your understanding. So the takeaway is you do understand women, but you can deepen your understanding. For example, when she talks like a child, you can talk in a nurturing parent sort of way. And when she turns your brains to dandruff with some of the senseless things she says, that deeper understanding gives you something to say in reply, which will keep the relationship going. Now, this idea, talking like a child or a nurturing parent, comes from Eric Berne, and it's a good idea from an eminent authority in psychology, and the reference details are in my book. I'm not making this up. There's no need to tell her yet that you're using Berne's ideas. She may not find it interesting or relevant. But deepening your understanding along these lines will be covered in the next video. We'll have more on that in the next video. So if you want to be notified about the next video on deepening your understanding, then click on subscribe, and select all is probably the best one from the drop-down menu. It costs you nothing to subscribe, as you know. You can find the book, Men Fall in Love and Women Make Plans, on Amazon. If you want instant access to all the content of these videos in more detail, And the UK link is given below, or you can just type the details into the Amazon search. Men Fall in Love and Women Make Plans, Anthony Mersey. You need to put the author in as well, and it will come up. So please do leave some comments below. I really would like to know what you think about all this. And if you found the video interesting, I'd like to interact with you. And thank you for watching.